The sheriff is committed to a very open process, to a lot of outreach. We started this last October with three community meetings that we held to explain to people the need for a new jail. This will be the next step in that process of communication, and these two meetings will be held later this month. And then there will be further meetings as we begin to take the list of sites and make it even smaller. So the sheriff is committed to an open and a very transparent process from start to finish.
And there's also a community working group that's involved in this, correct?
Mm-hmm. It's the Jail Planning Advisory Group, and that's made up of citizens up and down the county that were selected by the sheriff and also selected by the Board of Supervisors, representative of their district. And we come together once a month and we talk about these very types of issues. And we have someone representing the neighborhood groups, someone representing a religious groups, and we vet things through them first, kind of get a response and a reaction, and then we adjust accordingly because it's another set of eyes looking at the process. And we've actually, quite frankly, I think, learned a lot from them.
I imagine you're getting a lot of good feedback from those people who are involved in this process and who really care about it as well.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And what is being done currently to help relieve overcrowding?
Well, there's a number of management tools that our commanders and captains in the jails have been using to maximize the space that we have. We've worked very hard, the county has, on both probation and the sheriff's office and the district attorney on reentry programs, trying to get people cited into residential programs and getting them out of the incarceration angle. And I think the other important point is to remember that we have what's called a sheriff's work program in this county. And the fact of the matter is that right now the sheriff has about 900 people that are sentenced to county jail by our courts and are supposed to be serving their time there. The sheriff's work program actually takes almost half of those, about 440 of those, and places them into community service programs. So that has had a tremendous positive impact on overcrowding in our jails. Imagine if that program didn't exist and all 450 of those people had to serve their sentence within the walls of our correctional facilities. We'd be really overcrowded. So the sheriff is doing all he can. The courts are helping. Probation is doing a good job. We're all working together as a team to make sure that we handle overcrowding as best we can. But the bottom line is the facility is still overcrowded. It's still aging much faster than it should, and we need a new replacement jail.
We don't want to build another McGuire, and we would like McGuire to reach its 30-year birthday at the very least.
And by build another McGuire, you mean something quite that large and that
Not so much the size, we just don't want to have McGuire, you know, fall in such a need of repair that we have to close it also and then build another facility. We want McGuire to last.
All right. We've got about a minute or so left, so any final thoughts, and if people want to learn more, what can they do?
Well, there's a website that they can go to that I'm sure you'll be showing on the screen, and in there you'll see a lot of documentation. The original needs assessment is in there. There's information about the 7 sites. There's a lot of information that the public can get between now and the public meetings that will help them understand exactly what this process has been all about.
And to please attend the meetings. You know, get involved, attend the meetings, and listen to what we're doing and what the process is all about.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. If you really want to know what's going on, show up, listen to the sheriff, because the sheriff himself is going to be leading these meetings.
Absolutely. In addition to that, there's one thing I wanted to point out is that the jail planning unit, which is Correctional Officer Mike Mitchell, Bob Livengood, and myself, we're actually going to be out and doing some door-to-door. And the reason for that is that we want to make sure that we're available to hear firsthand some questions and answers and make ourselves really available to the public instead of just being up on stage and trying to address issues.
Great. Lieutenant, Bob, thanks for joining us today on SMCTV. Thank you.